Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, thought I'd just do a little quick update on my house system. 48 volt, 6500 watt inverter. I made some improvements in the system. You know, it's an evolving thing, never seems to end. So I thought I'd show you a few of them. I've been really happy with it. We had like 3 days when there wasn't any sun, and it switched over to grid. I think two different times, and charged it back up to where I had it set, and then switched. Well, then by then the sun had come up. Well, wouldn't say the sun came up. It got light out, so it switched back over to solar, and we managed to make it through until the next day, and then we did get sun, filled everything back up. So it's been working just like I wanted, but I would like to get a little bit more batteries. I've got 4 sets of 4 12-volt Redodo batteries in these cabinets. So some of the changes I've made, let me take the tripod off the camera. Yeah, take the camera off the tripod, it don't matter, I guess. So I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I just had a flat piece over here. It was all open on the side, so I made a piece that's all closed in now, and it goes up and down farther. So, you know, it wasn't a problem for me, but when somebody comes and looks at it, they're, oh, it's not safe. Well, I guess it's only as safe as you think it is. Keep your fingers out of stuff that isn't supposed to be, huh? Anyways, that's one of the changes I made. Oh, and I finally got the cover made for this. And I finally put a permanent outlet in for when I use my little 12-volt system to run this 48-volt charger. So that was an improvement. And I also added a generator outlet. And I picked up another 48-volt charger, which I just kind of fell into at the flea market. So I'll show you my outside outlet and how I got that working. Okay, here's my outside receptacle. Now my system is only 120 volt. The only thing I have that runs on 220 in the house is my well pump, and I put a separate transformer in for that. And it's not an autoformer, it's a real transformer, and it works beautiful. So this is the outlet that I chose, and it's a 30 amp 120/240. So if I ever do want to change it to 240, I can. And what that does, it goes in here. I have this panel, which, I don't know, probably 20 years ago I built this, because when I had my Onan generator for backup, it was only 120 volts too. And I used this transformer, which is a 3 kilowatt, I think, to change it into split phase, and then I had the 220 to run my pump, so I could run my pump, my heating system, my refrigerator and stuff. And what that did was it went from here over to here to this panel, and in here I can switch between grid and generator, and then this stuff would feed the water pump and the heating system and all that stuff. So Now, all that stuff is out of there and switched over to my other box in the basement. And as all this stuff is for is to switch between the grid and the generator for the backup for this. And I made this outlet live from the generator. And it is fused inside that box. So go ahead and put you back on a tripod and I'll show you the 48 volt charger I picked up at the flea market. Okay, so the story was, we're at the flea market. Guy had a lot of golf cart stuff. He sells refurbished carts and parts and all that stuff, and he had a whole row of these 48 volt and 36 volt and 24 volt chargers, and they were all like 150 bucks, 125 bucks. And this one was there and he had $10 on it. So I quizzed him about it and he says, yeah, it's kind of an odd one. He says, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it works or anything. He says, so it's as is, 10 bucks. So I thought, oh boy, better grab that. And it's a transformer based charger. And I realize it's not for lithium, but whenever I use this, I'm going to be, monitoring it. It's not like something I'm going to leave on and let it automatically shut off. It's just going to be for emergencies. So, brought it home, and the power cord was taped up and cobbled up. I think somebody had cut it off and added another piece on or something, but it wasn't right. And it had this kind of plug for the golf cart. And when I went to pay for it, he said, jeepers, he says, that plug's worth more than you're paying for it. Well, that's your loss. Anyways, I can't use it. So I decided to put a new cord on it, and I put a long cord on it. And it has this GFI thing. I think this was on an old pressure washer somebody threw along the curb. I grabbed it, rubbed a few parts outside the cord. I went a long cord, so if I sat it here, I could run it outdoors to the generator. But now that I put that outlet in, I don't need it, but still can be handy. Anyways, brought it home, plugged it in, didn't have anything on the output. So I thought, great. So I tore it apart, couldn't find anything wrong inside, replaced that cord, and brought it out here and just temporarily hooked it up. Through a 300 watt light bulb on the output side, just in case something went south. I had something in there to take up the slack, whether it was coming or going. And it lit up and had my amp clamp on there, and sure enough it started charging. So this has a circuit in it and it won't work unless it's got voltage on it. So I didn't have to do anything to it as far as making it functional. So I decided to put an Anderson plug on it, and then I mounted an Anderson plug right here. So I can plug this charger in there anytime I want to use it, or any other charger. It goes right up into my bus bar. So I'm gonna go fire up a generator and I'll plug it in and show it to you. Okay, I'm gonna be using my Predator generator. I figured that's about right for my system and what I would expect out of it. So, and it's quiet and efficient. And I made up I think it's a number 12 core for it. So back in here. Get her hooked up. See, with nothing hooked, it blinks. And it slowly ramps up when it's charged. And I have had it on there when my batteries were full and had it it would go all the way up and go to the 100%. All the red lights would go off. And I'm thinking it was around 57 volts, but it was still charging something, not the full amount. It says it's an 18 amp charger, usually hangs around 16, 17. And as you can hear, my Predator is on economy mode, and it didn't even change it, tone of it or speed. And, let's see, I'll take you back over here to this panel. You can see we're drawing, what, a little over 12 amps? 120 volts. 60 cycles. Like I say, these are for when I had the transformer hooked up, so they don't function. And this will drop back the further it gets charged. So if I was in a situation where I really was in bad shape, charge-wise, get the camera back, and I can also plug in my HTRC charger up here into that same outlet, and that'll give me another about 10 amps. And if I switch the panel here over to the be the input for my inverter, I can use the charger in the inverter also. That would probably, I could probably overload my generator by using all three of them. You know, if I didn't set the charge control in that. Right now I have it set for grid charge, I think, at 20 amps. So, anyways, I just thought I'd show you guys a little update of what I've been messing around with. Like I say, it's an ongoing project that is fun. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We'll see you next time with who knows what. I should have done this before. That's without this being plugged in. I'm going to plug it in. You heard me just plug it in. You should be able to see it ramp up here. Now you can hear the tone of the generator change ever so little. Okay, so that's what the increase was on this battery, and these two over here will each be about half of that again for each one of them, so Should have did that during the main video. But we'll tack her on the end. Thanks for watching.